Greetings and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining my Facebook Aisha Speaks Jade page, where, of course, I am none other than Aisha, also known as Jade. And I want to welcome you to my Makeup Live audio for Thursday, November the 29th, 2018. Just give me one quick moment. Hopefully, I'm not hovering over the speaker and you guys can hear me. And in the event that you cannot, just make sure you drop me a quick little message and say, hey, I need you to speak up louder or turn it up louder or whatever the case may be. But if you can, then we're just going to move on and move forward. The replay will be available shortly after. So again, I am doing a Makeup Live audio for Thursday, November the 29th, 2018. And greetings wherever you are locally or globally. So the discussion at hand this evening is why getting rich quick can mean going broke fast and how to prevent this from happening to you. So we're going to learn how to create the ultimate wealth mindset and clear your money blocks. So have you ever wondered why some entrepreneurs will hit it big with a launch or major deal, right? And then just a year later find out they've neglected taxes, depleted their savings, and have to start all over from scratch? Because, a lot of times, a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of small businesses, that's what happens. They hit it big, they feeling good, they feeling themselves, they're all excited, but then they don't know how to manage like their finances or manage their business correctly. And a year or two later tops, it just flops. They have to start all over again. And I'm sure that is very frustrating and it's frustrating and overwhelming. As for a lot of people who are small business owners or entrepreneurs, it tends to happen, especially a lot of times it's been said that a lot of businesses don't last past the maybe 3 to 5, like by the 5 years, a lot of small businesses don't last. So I would like to just jump right in and speak on 4 ways business owners create an anxious money mindset or wealth congestion. So the first one would be earning too much money before you have the container for it. So if you ran a marathon without any training, you could expect to injure your body, perhaps severely. In the same way, the muscle around building wealth needs training. If you're not prepped on how to maintain wealth and have the right attitude toward it, other parts of your life will begin to fall apart, and there's a good chance you'll burn down your earnings much faster than expected. You can see this in celebrities, musicians, and athletes who had more money than they could have ever conceived of. Yet the relationship toward it destroyed their life. So from the smallest business owner to the most wealthiest, like the celebrities and what I just mentioned, they too, if it's not managed right, they could lose it all. So Vin Baker, who is known as America's best kept secret, earned $100 million during 13 NBA seasons. Only 10 years into his retirement, he is reportedly in training for a Starbucks manager position. You see how that looks? He went from earning all of that money to now he's in a kind of everyday like everyday life job situation, a possible manager's position at Starbucks. The second one would be lack of ideal or mission. One of the best ways to avoid wealth overdose is to have a mission driven ideal for your business. So, for instance, when an ideal is in place and is bigger than you, you'll have a more grounded mindset around your income. This allows you to enjoy a big win, but remain objective for your next decisions and actions. So remember, what goes up must come down. It's not about striking it rich. It's about creating something truly sustainable that your body, mind, and emotional centers can process and support. Think about what you're willing to spend a great deal of time focused on. Does it resonate with your values and your beliefs? So without a mission, money owns your thoughts, emotions, and life. This mindset will create agitation in the mind and will cause people to worry that whatever one has earned will be lost or taken. No matter how much money one has or how many deals get closed, it will never be enough. A healthy perspective around money is to understand you own it. It doesn't own you. Respect money and what it does for you, and it will respect you back. So hoarding money is like squeezing a sponge and never allowing it to expand. Endless spending is an immature attitude of money. The next is comparing yourself to others. And we know that some of us can tend to do that, comparing ourselves to others. When we compare our wealth and success to others, we might as well write them a blank check. By doing so, you're feeding all of your energy into their success and depleting your own wealth container and money mindset. So though it may be good to support other individuals, focus on what you're doing and how you can create wealth or financial stability for yourself. Whatever's going on for them, that's their lane. We may not know what they had to go through to get there, but that's their time. That's their space. You focus on how your lane and your space is going to get to success. To navigate the ongoing reality of business as profit and loss, it's important to cultivate objectivity. So just as we communicate with our staff and clients, our relationship with money requires expert communication as well. So here's an example. If you look at your bank account and are always thinking there's not enough, you'll expand that. We build more of what we focus on. So for instance, a well-known coach had helped this particular person understand why sales had radically dropped in this person's business. And during their first season, they realized that she was fixated on getting her credit card debit to zero. So by focusing on the number 0, she actually drove her sales down. Once she put in place a system to pay off the debt, as well as celebrated what her card allowed her to do in her business, her sales began to spike up. Did you get that? Hopefully you did. And the next one is avoiding life outside of work. If we only do work, we don't fully do life. The absence of connection and community is a recipe for stress, burnout, and broken relationships. And so a comment that was made from this individual traveling to Europe was, Americans live to work. Europeans work to live. So all of the above are not good for your soul. And again, that's going back to, if we only do work, we don't fully do life. The absence of connection and community is a recipe for stress, burnout, and broken relationships. So again, all of the above are not good for your soul, your well-being, or your business, as they take control of your mind and emotions. To avoid this, here are some tips to decongest and expand your wealth container. Once these are in place consistently, your wealth metric will increase and be way more sustainable. So here's one of those tips. Your business has to have an ideal. So the mission or purpose around what your business must be greater than you. When it's about more than just making money, you serve in a bigger way, and wealth energy flows back to you. Let me say that again. The mission or purpose around what your business must be greater than you. When it's about more than just making money, you serve in a bigger way, and wealth energy flows back to you. If you feel your business is absent of a mission, imagine yourself in the future 5 years from now. And looking back, how would you like to describe your company and your life? Ask yourself that question. How would you like to describe your company and your life? What impact did you make on your employees or team? What about your clients and community? So those are some questions to ask yourself. So, in the words of Tony Hsieh, money alone isn't enough to bring happiness. Happiness is when you're actually truly okay with losing everything you have. Money alone isn't enough to bring happiness. Happiness is when you're actually truly okay with losing everything you have. And he is the CEO of Zappos, and also an author of a book called Delivering Happiness, A Path to Profits, Passion, and Purpose. Next would be the next tip would be contribute. So the ancient spiritual teachers referred to this as tithing. By contributing money, time, and support, you are invoking what is referred to as the law of reciprocity. Giving and supporting others positions your mindset in a place of service and connection, therefore eliminating the nasty tendency to compare. This is not about over giving, as this will deplete your wealth as well. This is purposeful contribution to causes and other organizations that represent something you're passionate about, okay? So it's not about over giving. When you give, this is about something that you're very passionate or care about. And the next and final last tip is do the internal work. Your internal work has to match your external growth. Your internal work has to match your external growth. If one has not solved and resolved limiting beliefs, worries, anxiety around money, they will never, ever have enough. In the same vein, if they're fixated on work and business only, the personal and spiritual side of them remains underdeveloped and not able to sustain wealth. So here's an exercise. That exercise is writing down their money goals for the next 6 months. Then identify the why around these numbers. What will this mean for your life, your family? What is the greater impact you can make as you increase your financial flow? By making it about something bigger than just you, fear is dissolved and replaced with excitement and confidence. So it's about changing that mindset. It's always about changing that mindset for me. Because you don't have to stay stuck in the same mindset, the same frame of mind. You need to change your mindset. So we lose luster in life when we ignore our personal or spiritual health. When the focus becomes on money alone, this brings an inordinate amount of energy to the wealth container. Quite like a fire hose trying to fill a crystal glass of water, right? And guess what happens after that? It will break. So I hope that this was useful to my listeners. I hope it resonated. I hope that you can apply some of these tips, tools, gems, resources, however you like to say it, and apply it into not only your business life, but your professional life as well. Okay. So I would like to invite you to my platforms. I am on Facebook, of course, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and have a YouTube channel. You can find me all under Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and my YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to, hit the notification bells for all updates. You can go to my other platforms and like them, listen to all of the replays, share, and support. So, in closing, please make sure that you do the self-care. As you all know, I always say that each and every audio video that I do. Self-care should not be an option. It is a necessity. It is okay. It's nothing wrong with taking out some self-care me time. And if you have that self-care toolbox, make sure that you use it. If you don't, create a positive self-care toolbox. So when you're feeling down, thinking negative self-thoughts, negative people, places, or situations happen, you can go right into that self-care toolbox and you can regroup yourself, change that mindset. You know, even if you don't have a business or you're not an entrepreneur, still just in your everyday life, do self-care every day. It could be a small thing. It doesn't have to be anything big. Just even if it's just relaxing, or even if it's just for that day or for those hours, don't be on social media, or anything that you haven't done in a long time, or something that you want to do. That's the time to do that self-care. Just you. It's about you. Don't let anyone tell you that it's selfish. Oh, you're not paying them no attention. No. Allow them, especially if they're grown, they'll be all right. Your husband or wife, partner, significant other, whatever, they'll be okay. Take some time out for you. Okay? Learn to love yourself, mind, body, and soul. And always know your worth, know your value, create your happiness, create your greatness. Take care of yourself from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much in advance for listening to the replay. I will be back shortly to bring you another makeup live audio. With that being said, sending amazing positive vibes and positive energy. Being appreciative, grateful, and thankful, I say to you, namaste and ashe. Be good to yourself.